We have got Raiho's got a good topic for us this week. What's up, Raiho?
Yeah, so this one, I am going to talk about a video game for a little bit here, guys, but I am going to lead it back to movies. I just wanted to use this as a prop for the concept. But I got this over Christmas, and this is the Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon and the Blade of Light. It's the 30th year anniversary of this game. What's interesting about this game was that it did not come out in North America. It's one of those things back in the day, Nintendo kind of thought for a lot of games that they released in Japan that Americans and North Americans wouldn't get into them. They wouldn't like them. They'd find them boring or whatever. So they didn't bother to release them. The series was released years and years later, initially on the Game Boy Advance, and it kind of blew up in North America. It's very, very popular now. So what they did was they went back and they translated the original game and they released it on the Nintendo Switch. So they did this really nice set for it. And it's loaded with stuff. There's this incredible it's kind of like a history of the series with tons of amazing art. I don't know how many pages it is, but it's quite the thick book. It's really, really good. I've been thumbing through it with my son at night and stuff like that before he goes to bed. But it's just loaded with amazing artwork from the series, and it has kind of like a timeline of all the games and stuff. And this is one thing that's really cool is the whole kind of the concept of this was to pretend like it came out on the Nintendo Entertainment System, and it didn't just come out on the family computer in Japan. And so they actually made like a reproduction box for it, as if it came out on the NES. And you've got the old look here with the screenshots and everything.
Yeah, that's cool.
Very cool. And it came with a full manual, full color manual, like how to play the game and all that stuff, which you never see anymore, of course.
No.
Games don't need them anymore because they kind of teach you how to play them as they go and stuff like that. Has a map. It's just loaded with stuff. It has a world map and like a breakdown of all the bosses. This is really cool. This is one of my favorite pieces. They created this Nintendo Power Volume 11.5, pretending because that's around when it would have come out, and they did this like kind of like a poster. It's almost like the cover art, as if they did a Nintendo Power with Fire Emblem in it back in 1990. And on the back they have it's kind of like they did a Counselor's Corner, which is something they used to feature in the magazine, with some tips about the game in it. So they really did it. And they did this is probably the best piece. Is they have this is like the old Nintendo cover, and then the glass. Like reproduction of the cart with a sticker on it, as if it was the cart kind of a thing that you can put up on your shelf or whatever.
Oh, that's really cool.
It's an amazing set. But the one thing you're wondering now is, okay, where's the game? And here's the game. There's a downloadable code that you could use to buy the game and download it onto the Nintendo Switch itself. So it got me thinking about, and I was just playing it before the show, and it kind of got me thinking about the future. We talk about the digital future of film and where that's going to go. And often the one thing that comes to my mind is that we have all these big collectors that want to have all these extra features. And sure, I know that I've seen Disney Plus has been kind of doing collections a little bit with like you can actually go and watch features when you go check out a movie on Disney Plus. And, you know, I know we'll see more of that. Like if you want to buy this movie digitally, you'll get features with it. But people like to have something they have on the shelf. You know, they love, like Stone, man, you love steelbooks and with, you know, awesome slipcovers and like books and all this great stuff that gives you all this wonderful information. And it started making me wonder, do you guys think this is a path that film might go if we get, you know, if all of a sudden, you know, the Blu-ray and DVD companies are like, we're not printing these discs anymore. It costs us too much money. And companies like Shout Factory or Scream Factory, you know, they're sitting there and like, well, how are we going to make some more money? They can try to do a streaming service, blah, 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 that thing. Or they could try something like this where they take you know, they take Friday the 13th. I was joking before, and they package it with you know, Peter Brecky's book and like a maquette statue of Jason or something like that, and all this stuff in it. And then you just get download codes or streaming codes for the movies. Do you think this could be? I'm calling this feature the all filler, no killer. The idea being, do you think this could be a future or a path that film could take? And so I kind of wanted to open up to the panel and see what you guys thought about that. If anybody wants to speak to it.
It always surprises me. Somebody in the chat was mentioning Napster not long ago, and how the music industry instead of evolving with Napster, which wasn't going anywhere. Well, I mean, it went away, but the technology didn't go away. Instead of evolving, they just tried to fight it and snuff it out, thinking that, oh, well, you can get every song for free, but you don't get these awesome liner notes. Everybody wants the liner notes, right? No, you got to give people more than that exclusive content that they can't get for free just downloading it off of Napster. And a lot of that just really didn't happen. They made some strides toward that with like enhanced discs.
It was even worse at the end of the music business cycle for retail, because they actually increased pricing on the physical merchandise, which alienated even more people who otherwise perhaps would have stuck around and continued to buy physical media. But because the pricing went from a suggested retail, when Madonna's Like a Virgin came out on CD in 1986, it was a $15.99 suggested retail item. When Ray of Light came out, it was a $19.99 suggested retail CD. So they had pushed the price up, which I know it sounds like it's a $4 increase, but it's really, if you think about it, it's a 40% increase over the course of a decade. Yeah. And that's really aggressive. And there was an alternative out. Most people wanted singles, and the companies also stopped making singles for a lot of titles, or made them very limited. So if you didn't buy it in the first week it was out, you couldn't buy just a single. You had to buy the whole album. And it cornered the record buying public into a position they didn't want to be in. So I don't think it was so much about being free as it was just they had outpriced their product and made it inconvenient. And I think physical media right now needs to do the same to learn the lesson and do the opposite, which is we need to get the pricing on this stuff cheap enough that the normies out there who are not collectors will still be enticed to buy. But there needs to be a carrot for the collector class. And that's why I think limited editions, special editions aren't the problem, but they can't be all that exist.
Well, and to bring it over to film and to physical media, yeah. I mean, I guess it would depend on how cost effective is it going to be to throw in all. Is it more cost effective to just do it the old way with the disc, or is it cheaper to do like a really nice booklet with like you said, the figure or the statue or whatever? What's more cost effective for them? But I could definitely see something like that happening. There's no doubt about it. You know what I mean?
I could see him trying it. I don't see who the customer for it is.
Well, I look at the collector market. Like recently, I'm in the market for a copy of Videodrome. I was like, I realized it in a Videodrome, and I really wanted to watch it. And I have to buy the Criterion for like $45. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I don't have another. Like I've looked around everywhere. That's the only option I have now. Criterion editions have lots of great stuff, and so there's a reason why they're more expensive. Most of the time, they have probably the best transfers and all this stuff. But it's so prohibitive sometimes. Like if not me, if a random person is like, I want to check out this Videodrome, they're going to go right to, you can stream it off Microsoft for $4.99 or whatever. For collectors, yeah, that's okay. But when these movies go away and you don't have them on disc anymore, you can't get them on disc. What are they going to buy? What is you're going to get in collectors' hands? I don't think they're going to care if they have their computer up and they can show their digital shelf. Because you know what I mean, something like that, and like be like, look at all these awesome movies I have with the features. Like they're still gonna want something they can put on a shelf and do a YouTube video about, and that sort of thing. So, I don't think it's a good thing for the market. I'm just asking if you think it's a place they will go. I think the best place for the market, we've talked about it here, is to make the discs cheaper. Make it so I can pop in and buy a $15 version of Videodrome. Sure, the 45 is there if you want it, but you can go get a Blu-ray that's 1080p, and
$12.99.
Yeah.
Well, I think there definitely needs to be options. I'm sorry, Jamie. I think there definitely needs to be options. Like the Synapse Films Massacre at Central High release. That's a great freaking movie. That's a great freaking release, but it's only available in this Steelbook limited edition. That's $50-something bucks. Give us the option for that limited edition, and then give us the $15 just regular edition. Don't alienate the people who aren't willing to drop $50 on a movie that most of them probably haven't even seen. So I think having those options are are fantastic.
I agree fully with that because I'm a person who tends to buy the cheaper discs. I might go out and find a Criterion disc if I'm going to get something like, Twin Peaks or, some David Lynch movie or some Tarantino movie that I like a lot. But just your average like movie, that just, I don't really care about so much, but I'd like to have in case I want to watch it. I don't want to spend more than like, 15, 20 bucks on it. So I think it's a good idea. I think it really is a good idea.
And you know what it all starts with, right? It starts with these slip covers that just shouldn't exist because they just add price.
Tear it. I don't.
They just
I don't.
add price.
I don't think they add. Do they really add that much of a price though?
What they're doing, well, they don't itself. What they do is they give the illusion for the collectors that they're getting more. They're getting something exclusive, which allows the price to be higher. What we need to get rid of that. We need to have a baseline price on this stuff, and I think $12.99 would be a fix to the business, because $15 even for you or I might, because we're into movies. That seems really cheap, really cool. But for the average person who's saying, I could rent it for $4, that's what we got to compete with. I think $12.99 is the price point that would save the business. But we got to also bring the collectors over to the idea of them being not just about the exclusive, but also about the helping the general population understand the value of this stuff. And while they're saying to their friends, look, it has a slipcase. I bought this for $15 on eBay because mine didn't come with one. The average person is going, what the hell is this guy? This guy is on drugs. And that pushes them even further away. The times when physical media has been the healthiest, whether it's in music or in movies, has been when the most people have been involved. And we're just going further and further away from that. Again, I'm not against collectors.
Is this happening?
No one's going to tear it. Stone, are you a convert?
I mean, that was just. I would tear a Jerry Maguire slipcase too.
Okay.
Yeah. Wait. Not To Kill a Mockingbird. Oh, it's Mr. Smith. Okay.
That's fine. And Jess Graham had mentioned print-on-demand technology as being part of the solution for bringing that price point down.
He's done three. He's ripped 3.
I'm proud of him.
Have you lost your mind?
Oh my goodness gracious.
Listen, if you rip Gandhi, you will go straight to hell.
He's having a rip fest.
I don't know. Gandhi wasn't really. I mean, he's a very mixed figure. If you look at the real
let me show you. Hold on. Let me show you a film. Let me show you something absolutely beautiful here. This gorgeous slipcase for the new Buried Alive release. Look how gorgeous that is. Absolutely beautiful. This is a release that was like, I don't know, $12, and you get this gorgeous, beautiful slipcase.
Rip the slip. The slip.
I think it's absolutely.
He's gonna do it.
Come
Can't
on.
wait to check this out. It's been a long time.
It's not even a good film. Do it.
It's not a good film.
No, it's not a good film.
Okay. All right.
Oh my God, you're gonna rip Dr. Strangelove? I won't rip all
Listen. Don't make me start censoring this show. I will do it. I will do it.
The chat is very clear about what they want you to do, Biz.
Listen. I'll start censoring the chat too.
See how it is. His trust in freedom goes right out the window the moment he feels threatened. Well, going around the room. Does anyone who thinks that they would buy that product with like your favorite movie with a download code just for the packaging? Who would do that? I wouldn't.
Yeah, I don't know if the collector's market would embrace it necessarily unless it was like really something special. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I mean, you never know.
finished.